Right now, a quiet crisis is unfolding in millions of homes across the country. It's not making headlines every single night, but it's a foundational crack that threatens the stability we all count on. In this video, we'll break down which payments people are missing the most, revealing the three debt alarms ringing the loudest. We'll explore what this means for you, even if you're paying every bill on time. And most importantly, we'll outline what you can do to build a financial fortress around your family, starting today. Car payments are what economists call a priority payment. It's simple. You need your car to get to work and earn money. For almost 5 years, the pause on federal student loan payments gave millions of people a financial breathing room. That buffer is now gone, and the impact was immediate. In late 2024, the serious delinquency rate for student loans was less than 1%. Let's start with the auto loan crisis. When hundreds of thousands of people default, their cars get repossessed. Lenders then dump those cars onto the used market. That flood of inventory makes used car prices fall. Your 401k, your IRA, your investments, they're all tied to the health of the economy. Do me a favor and hit that like button and subscribe. It really does help the channel, and it makes sure you won't miss our future videos designed to help you protect your money. But a perfect storm of economic pressures that have been brewing. For years, widespread consumer distress is a huge warning sign for the stock market. It suggests that company profits could fall and investors might get scared. So, the unpaid bills of millions of strangers can directly shrink your retirement savings. This isn't someone else's problem. During the pandemic, stimulus checks and payment pauses, especially on student loans, acted as a critical lifeline. That lifeline has been cut. The end of the student loan pause was the most dramatic example, single-handedly causing delinquencies to spike as we saw. How do you protect yourself when the economic forecast looks this stormy? Here's a 5-step defense plan you can put into action right now. Those programs weren't just handouts. This is your personal safety net. You need to become the leading expert on your own finances. Check your credit score regularly. Read the fine print on your loans. What are your interest rates? A huge and growing number of Americans are in serious financial trouble. By understanding what's happening, making a plan, and taking action, you can protect yourself from the worst of the fallout. A spending plan, attacking debt, building an emergency fund, and talking to your lenders aren't just good ideas, they are essential moves. In today's economy, delinquencies on credit cards, auto loans, and student loans are hitting levels we haven't seen in more than a decade. Let me know down in the comments. Just starting the conversation is a powerful first step. This is all being driven by a nasty combination of inflation, high interest rates, and the end of the pandemic era support systems. These aren't just isolated problems. They are a signal of a deeper weakness in the economy that can affect every single one of us. Are you a prime or subprime borrower? Knowledge is power, and knowing exactly where you stand is the first step toward making things better. Your goal is to save 3 to 6 months of essential living expenses. That means your rent or mortgage, utilities, food, and transportation. It doesn't mean Netflix subscriptions or vacations. This fund is what lets you handle a job loss or a surprise medical bill without digging yourself into a hole. Forget the word budget, it feels restrictive and negative. A spending plan is about control. It's you telling your money where to go instead of wondering where it all went. Track every dollar for just 1 month. I promise you'll be shocked by what you find. This isn't about guilt or cutting out your morning coffee. It's about finding financial leaks and plugging them. They were a dam holding back a flood of financial hardship. Any debt over 20%, like from a credit card, is a financial emergency. You can use the avalanche method, where you pay off the highest interest debt first to save the most money, or you can use the snowball method. If you are struggling, or even think you might struggle to make a payment, the worst thing you can possibly do is stick your head in the sand. Call your lenders, call your credit card company, do it before you miss a payment. Ask them about hardship programs or other options. Most lenders are willing to work with you, but they can't help if they don't know you're in trouble. Where you pay off the smallest balance first to get a quick psychological win. Honestly, either one works. The key is to pick one and get started. Now that the dam is gone, the flood is here. It's a systemic risk that affects all of us. Now, that might sound great if you're looking for a used car, but it's terrible if you already own one. Your car's value drops, which could put you underwater on your loan, meaning you owe more than the car is even worth. We've all felt it. To fight that inflation, the Federal Reserve hiked interest rates at a historic pace. This made borrowing money way more expensive. The average credit card interest rate soared past 22%, turning what was a manageable balance into an avalanche of debt. Car loans got more expensive, making it even harder to afford a vehicle you needed for work. The very tool designed to cool the economy ended up freezing millions of Americans out of their own financial stability. The cost of groceries, gas, and rent went through the roof, and for most people, wages just didn't keep up. This relentless rise in the cost of basic necessities squeezed family budgets to their breaking point. There was simply less and less money left over for debt. Many families started using credit cards just to buy groceries, kicking the can down the road until there was no road left. By the first quarter of 2025, after lenders had to start reporting missed payments again, that number exploded to 7.74%. That is a catastrophic jump. One analysis found that of the people who are actually required to be making payments, nearly one out of every four is already behind. Millions were hit with a bill they were totally unprepared for, and their credit scores are now paying the price. So people will do almost anything to keep up with that payment. When they stop, it means they are in extreme financial trouble. That's tough for them, but I'm doing fine. That's a dangerous way to think. We live in an interconnected economy. The problems of your neighbors today have a weird way of becoming your problems tomorrow. As of early 2025, 5.1% of all Americans with a car loan are delinquent, but here's the truly shocking number. Among subprime borrowers, if businesses can't get affordable loans to grow, they stop hiring, they might even start laying people off. And because stressed consumers are spending less, businesses see their sales drop, creating a vicious cycle of economic slowdown. Those with weaker credit, when banks see people stop paying their credit cards and car loans, they get nervous. And when banks get nervous, they make it harder for everyone to get a loan. That business loan you wanted for your side hustle? It just got harder to get that new credit card with the great travel rewards. You might not get approved. The cost of borrowing money goes up for everybody, which acts like a brake on the whole economy. A staggering 6.6% of loans were at least 60 days past due in January 2025. That is the highest figure since they started tracking this back in 1994. This isn't just a statistic. It's a crisis for the most vulnerable consumers who are being crushed by high car prices and brutal interest rates. A record number of Americans are doing something financial experts have been dreading. They've simply stopped making their car payments. And while that might sound like somebody else's problem, it's a flashing red light for the economy and for your financial future. You have to look at where the pressure is building. Total household debt has swelled to a record $18.2 trillion, but the real story is which debts are being ignored. While mortgages are holding surprisingly steady, three other areas are flashing bright red, showing a level of consumer distress we haven't seen in over a decade. Section 1, the three debt alarms ringing. Loudest for years, we've been piling on credit card debt to deal with the rising cost of, well, everything. That bill is finally coming due in the first quarter of 2025. The rate of credit card accounts that were seriously delinquent, meaning 90 days or more past due, shot up to 12.3%. To put that in perspective, that's the highest level since the first quarter of 2011, a clear echo of the Great Recession. For millions of people, that plastic safety net has snapped, plunging them into a debt spiral with average interest rates sitting at a punishing 22%. To really get what's happening, the first alarm is the credit card crisis. The second, and maybe the most troubling, alarm is the auto loan time bomb. The third alarm is the student loan shockwave. Section 2. Why this isn't just their problem. It's yours. It's easy to hear these numbers and think, here's how. Then think about the banks. This trickles down to your job security. And finally, it hits your wealth. If you're getting value from this breakdown and want to stay ahead of these economic shifts. Section 3. The root causes. Why did everyone stop paying at once? So, what lit the fuse? Why are so many people hitting a financial wall at the exact same time? It wasn't just one thing. First up is the inflation squeeze. The second factor is the interest rate hammer. Finally, you have the end of the safety nets, Section 4. The now what? Your financial defense plan. Knowing all this is one thing, but the real question is, what do you do about it? Step 1. Create a spending plan. Step 2. Attack high interest debt with a vengeance. Step 3. Build a recession proof emergency fund. Step 4. Know your numbers. Step 5. Open up lines of communication. The numbers don't lie, but these trends don't have to be your story. I'd really like to know what you think. Are you feeling this pressure in your own life? What are you seeing in your community?